Okay, I know it doesn't look like there's much here, but I just did a blowout here. We did one big cleanup here. We got a lot out of here, but this stuff is so small because of the type of tree it is. There's a ton all down in there, and it sucks it all up and fills the baggers up so quick. So between me on the Walker MT and Ryan on the Tiger Cat with the clamshell and Billy on the Scag V Ride II with the bagger, we filled up probably 3 times each just doing this yard, and it wasn't a heck of a lot more than this. That's just how much little stuff is packed right down in there. So I'm here by myself today, and I brought the Toro Grandstand and the Scag V Ride II. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run over it with the Toro, and I'm gonna mulch up as much of it as I can, and then I'm gonna hit it with the V Ride II and clean up the rest.
I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul.
So all done, nice and clean. The whole front you just saw me cut last. The whole back nice and cleaned up. The bags are full on the mower right now, and this is what I took out of here. I told you, didn't look like much, but it is. It's one of them lawns that's very deceiving. So I haven't really been running the Scag. I've been running the Walker MT. Billy's been on the Scag. So I don't really know how it's been doing or things like that, but I look at the lawns after he gets done, they look pretty clean, but I don't really, I'm like, something's not right. The way, you know, when I got on it yesterday afternoon after we dropped Billy off for the day. Me and old Roscoe went and finished a couple more, and there was blowout everywhere. Like the deck kept having tons of blowout. I'm like, how in the hell has he been keeping these yards clean? He must be going over them multiple times, and I'm just not seeing it because I'm on a different part of the lawn, on the other side of the house or whatever. So what I did is I looked up under the deck of the Tiger Cat, because the long baffle that goes across the front of them velocity decks on Scags, it has four or five different settings. You go up or down with it, and in the manual it tells you where's the best setting for whether you're cutting wet grass, tall grass, whether you're bagging. And I couldn't remember what the setting was they recommended for running a bagger. I could have just looked through the manual, but I asked Ryan to go, have you changed that baffle on that Tiger Cat since I sold it to you? He goes, hell no, I didn't do anything to it. He goes, I left it right where you had it. So I noticed he wasn't getting near the blowout on that Tiger Cat that I was getting on the V Ride II. So I looked up under his deck yesterday and saw where it was set, and it was set one notch above where the baffle was set on my deck, which is where it came from the factory. So this morning I changed the blades, put fresh sharp blades on there, and I got high lift short tails on there right now, and moved that baffle up to where it is on the Tiger Cat. I had almost zero blowout doing that whole lawn. When I mulched it up back there with the Toro, I mulched it at 2 3/4, and then I went over bagging the whole thing up at 3 inches. So I was just taking the top off it, and then the front, when I bagged up the whole front, the initial cut on it, I did that at 2 3/4, and then when I cut it the second time, the angle cut, I did that at 2 1/2. So I wanted to get it right down. But the reason why I wanted to get it right down is I told you guys, around here in my area, I like to get my lawns right down as low as I can get them in the fall, because if you leave them and you don't get them cut down in the springtime, it rains like crazy around here, starts to get some warm days, but it's usually a month into the season, sometimes a month and a half, before you can even start cutting, because the lawns are so soft and so soaked. So if you leave it tall in the fall and the snow comes in and lays that right down, in the spring it stands right back up, then it starts growing again. By the time you can get on that lawn to cut it, you got a foot of grass or better, and it's just a nightmare. So I like to get them cut right down, right at the end of the season, so I don't have that nightmare in the spring. She came out, she's not my regular customer, and she came out and asked me if I would consider taking her lawn on in the spring. She doesn't like the guy she currently has, who I don't even know who it is, but I said, well, yeah, absolutely, here's the price for it. And she said, perfect, put me on your list. She goes, no problem, I want you to do my lawn. She goes, you did a fantastic job when you guys bagged up the first time. She goes, I love what you're doing right here. And she goes, the lawn just looks great, I want you next year. So perfect. So now that's a new lawn for next year, and I got it knocked down and in shape before winter comes. So for me, it'll be good to go in the spring, because there's the final time that I will be on that lawn this year. So check this out, this is how much of an idiot I am. So the new power chute I got in the other day, I was telling you guys, the very first day I went to use it, the switch was up here. It is now right here. See, I hit the switch and down, open, or down, up, closed, open, however you want to look at it. Anyway, so the switch was here, and I hit it a couple times, it was working perfect, and then I start mowing, and I go to hit it again, and nothing would happen. And I kept popping that fuse in there, And I couldn't figure out why. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. I've never had this issue with a power chute. The one on the B's been there 2+ years, never an issue. Yeah, well, so I finally had a chance today to look at it, drop this pad down. When I moved these handles forward and back, the metal prong on the handle was coming up and hitting right in between the connections on the toggle switch and shorting it out every time. I'm an idiot. Okay. So this real quick. I was gonna wait because there's more to come. Wait, there's more. I was super stoked about this. So anyway, it came in the other day and I finally got a chance to put it on now. So I just got to show you guys. So ready? Check this out. Okay, that's right, baby. I went camo. And there's nothing wrong with the other one. You guys know I had a regular V3 right here, which is no longer there because Ryan backed out with his Tiger Cat the other day with the clamshell and hit it and ripped it right off the wall. It bent this top bar, but other than that, it didn't do any damage. I just have it in with self-tappers that come in the box. I could have put it in differently, but that works just fine for in here. Anyway, so he ripped it right off the wall. It bent this top bar, no big deal, bent back easy. So I gave him that backpack blower rack because I got this fancy camo now. And I gave him the 4-piece trimmer rack that I had on here because I have a 3-piece coming in the camo. I don't need a 4-piece. I thought I did. That's why I got a 4-piece for this. And that's why there's a 4-piece on my open trailer. Turns out I don't need it. I only ever have like 2 trimmers and an edger on there. It's all I ever carry. So to keep them up higher and out of the way, I'm gonna just put a 3-piece on there. But the camo only comes in 3-piece. So I got a camo one coming. So I wanted to show you guys this. This is awesome. My only complaint about this sucker is that this part's not camo up here too. But this is rubber coated. This isn't, so maybe that's why. But I really wish that was I really wish this was camo as well. But anyway, no big deal. So now I have that 3-piece rack coming that is going to be camo. That is camo, and you can't get the fuel cans in camo. I wish you could, so those are going to have to stay the way they are. But I'm thinking I might give this one to Ryan and order another camo because I'm OCD and this shit's going to bother me. It's going to drive me crazy having one camo and one dot. So this one's probably going to go to Ryan as well, and I'm going to have to order a camo one, another camo one, because it's got to match. I'm okay with those not matching that, but as far as 2 blower racks together, they got to match.
Make sure you hit the subscribe button, leave a thumbs up, and comment if you want to. You don't have to, but if you want to, you can. We'll see you in the next one.